Speaking of globalist swamp creatures being deeply uncomfortable and I guess out of their element, you know Larry Fink from BlackRock, the $10 trillion company?
Yeah.
So he got a little bit of an ambush at Davos this week. So these great reporters from a place called Rebel News, it's a Canadian news outlet. They went to Davos and they encountered Larry Fink on the street, and they follow him for 10 minutes trying to ask him questions. And it's like you gotta see what happens. Like, I don't even want to spoil it, but like, what,
I mean, at this point, you're telling me the whole interview.
I'm not. Believe me.
Oh, okay.
Where is it? Fink.
Fink, are you going to follow Donald Trump's plan and get rid of DEI and ESG in your companies? BlackRock really is the opposite of Donald Trump in so many ways. You're authoritarian, you're anti-populist, you're top-down. Are you going to change it all in light of the U.S. presidency?
No, they ain't.
How is Donald Trump? Have you talked to Donald Trump since he was elected? Is the World Economic Forum a counterpoint to Donald Trump? Why are you running away from simple questions? Just answer a question. Have you talked to President Trump yet? Why are your bodyguards pushing away journalists, Mr. Fink?
They're simple questions. Is it that hard to answer a question that you need bodyguards?
Hell yeah, boys.
To swerve through traffic. Yep. Is the next 4 years going to be bad for business with Donald Trump in charge? Is peace the last thing you want on this world?
Yeah.
Which makes more money for you, war in Ukraine or peace in Ukraine? Ezra Levant's my name, Mr. Fink.
Any kind of war.
Did you just take a photo of you?
Am I supposed to be scared? Is that a threat, Mr. Fink?
You saw that?
Are you used to bullying your way through life?
You see what just happened right there?
Yeah,
you took a picture of him?
Yeah, he took a picture of him. With his phone, right?
Did you miss it?
Yeah, I was trying to look up.
Which makes more money for you, war in Ukraine or peace in Ukraine? Ezra Levant's my name, Mr. Fink.
If I was that guy to go to a mountain and top and cabin and hide out forever.
Dude, this guy's so powerful that he's like, you look up any company in the world, type in top shareholders of XYZ company, it goes BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, or Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, whatever order. Those are the three biggest ones, biggest shareholders in every company. When the U.S. government has a stock market crash or a financial crisis, the Federal Reserve calls this guy and BlackRock to help them as their contractor to fix the economy because they're professionals in that. So, like, our Federal Reserve, our fucking central bank, outsources the repair of our damaged financial system to this guy.
BlackRock also.
I don't know who he's about to send that picture to, but he's about to I have these thoughts going through my head of like the scariest looking people in the world receiving that picture and like him saying like eliminate.
Did you just take a photo of you?
Am I supposed to be scared? Is that a threat, Mr. Fink?
Are you used to bullying your way through life?
Yeah,
you saw that? He went at him. Look, he.
Is that how you've lived your entire life without having? Look at this. Don't push back, mate. Don't push me, bro. Don't push me.
When was the last time you answered a question that you didn't know was coming? Why are you so unaccountable? Isn't that what you love about the World Economic Forum? You control everything.
Why do you think you deserve so much power?
Again, the other guy.
Should I be scared now?
Yeah.
Which of your former directors do you want to run Canada? Mark Carney or Chrystia Freeland?
So they went public in 1999. I knew it was in the 90s, and I didn't remember when it was. It was 1999 when they went
BlackRock?
public. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they started in 1988. And then they made a lot of money in the early 2000s.
They bought iShares.
Yeah, and they made a lot of money also off of the Iraq and Afghanistan war.
Yeah.
BlackRock used to have some of the best contracts, military contracts, and that like people got in.
Are you thinking of Blackwater?
No. So I think Blackwater, was it Blackwater and BlackRock? It was
thinking of Blackstone. Blackstone and BlackRock were the same organization.
Oh, okay, Blackstone. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah,
Go.
the sequencing of them was like he specialized in things at like each point in time. Like he's specialized in bonds, like when he first started. Then he specialized in like the index funds and like the things that like kind of bundle a bunch of stocks together. And they just kept making a lot of good moves. And
but their umbrella is huge though.
yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
Like they own at least 10% of every company in the S&P 500.
Yeah.
What? What are you getting violent for, man?
This dude's wild.
Like you get, man. Look at these thugs. They fund wars around the world, and then you question them. They try not only to intimidate you, but physically assault you.
What's with taking photos of journalists who ask you prickly questions?
Who's more powerful, you or President Trump?
Ooh.
That had the. Oh, buddy, I would run.
Why do you think he's so disliked around the world?
Why are so many U.S. states divesting from your ESG schemes? Why are you putting your ideology ahead of your investors with ESG, Mr. Fink? Isn't that being disloyal to shareholders? Putting your ideology ahead of rate of return? Why do you think you're above accountability? Is it because you're rich?
Dude, like this video goes on for we're 4 minutes in. It goes on for 10 minutes of just this happening. He doesn't say a word to them.
Just going at him, brother. That is insane.
It's like, I mean, like, why do you think he like wouldn't say a single word? Like, you know, I mean, you would think if somebody's capable of building a $10 trillion company that they could be savvy enough to just like, you know, fuck around and like say some offhand things and be like kind of make a joke out of it or say like something. Like he's that terrified to make an unscripted statement.
No, I mean, for the reporters, good for you. You know, I mean, good for you actually doing the work. You know,
like that's journalism.
That is legit. You're asking the right question. You got some fucking balls, my friend. You just put it on. I mean, you definitely just put your life at risk 100%.
Who do you think he sent that picture to, by the way?
I don't know.
Like, why was that his initial thought to just take out and snap a picture?
It's like you remember the movie in obviously everybody knows John Wick, but you know when they call like and they put the name up on top, John Wick's name on top of that whole organization.
Yep.
It's like $5 million to the person who takes out these big reporters and just made a phone call, you know, put it in.
Did you hear what they said when he said it? They're like, for the record, I'm not suicidal.
Yeah.
I'll keep going.
I just feel like walking with him now because his big scary bodyguards. And I don't know, Ezra, I just want to make it clear I will not kill myself.
I have no suicidal thoughts either. Mr. Fink's taking pictures of me and Abiy Yamini. I think that's meant to intimidate. It's a little weird though. It feels a little thin-skinned. Do you think you're above questions? Like, why don't you even answer? Surely you have the answers.
Nah.
Why do you think BlackRock has become so hated, one of the world's most reviled brands?
Pushing all the buttons.
You take any responsibility for that?
Oh, they're hitting everything. That Trump one definitely was like.
Who do you feel accountable to? It's obviously not shareholders. Do you have a God complex?
Was Biden the best thing for you?
Yeah.
And did you fail by not being able to get another Democrat president?
Why don't you run for public office and test the support for your ideological ideas?
You don't want that.
Like, I can't believe he goes this long without saying anything to them.
Is this the most uncomfortable you've ever felt? Do you think this is okay? You're a security guard.
I like how they're both going back and forth.
Obviously,
like,
you do. You took my photo because you hope.
You go.
They're just tag teaming them.
Then he'll catch up with me later. Is that supposed to scare me?
Have your bodyguards learned from you to disrespect the little people? Is that how you feel about the little people, Mr. Fink?
Are you not worried because you own the local police?
What politicians have you had meetings with, or is that a secret? Why don't you publish your itinerary? Is it because you're doing lobbying or being lobbied?
Do you think this makes BlackRock look better or worse? The fact that you've got hired thugs pushing journalists into cars, into buildings. Is that just typical? Is that the way you do business?
This dude's like Dembe from Blacklist.
Look a little bit weird that someone as rich, powerful, and smart as you can't answer any questions. Or is it that you just think you're above questions?
Oh, shit! I saw it!
The security guard called that karma. Is that how you feel?
He did some black voodoo while he said, bang, drop.
What's the end game for you?
The sniper,
You're rich,
the sniper took out
you're
the
powerful.
cameraman.
What's next for you? Do you want to run for president one day?
Security guard said,
Or do you have
"Take
bigger
out the
goals?
cameraman."
Don't push me on the ice. You don't want a lawsuit now, do you?
You don't care. You don't want to go against him. You can't.
No.
There's no point in running for office because you can control them. You can control both sides from outside. Why are you pushing ladies? Mate. Where are you from? Why are you such a thug? What are you so angry about in life? Did somebody hurt you as a kid?
See, my question is, right?
Who are we going to meet tonight for
Imagine
dinner?
if CNN, Fox News, NBC News got in his face like this. What is the repercussions? What is, what happens? Does he do the same?
Well, no, he feels safe.
Or at that point, you think it'd be more staged and he would answer.
Well, he goes on CNBC, MSNBC, CNBC like every week, or not every week, but like every month. Like that's a safe place. That's like the Jim Cramer fucking CNN version of the Wall Street stuff, because that's a safe place. Like those places are only operating still because the vast majority of it's because of pharmaceutical money that pays for all their shit. Like they're not profitable companies. It's like just a way to get your message out. Like the same reason that Elon was willing to overpay for Twitter or for X. It's the same reason that like certain companies are willing to invest in and overpay for like the cable news TV, because they're able to push your message and there's a significant amount of value in that. But yeah, he's like a scripted slimy snake, like always saying the same thing when he goes on those channels. But it's like this is like the first time he's been in this situation.
They didn't. So Blackwater made money off of Iraq and Afghanistan.
Totally different though.
I don't know. BlackRock got all their money from the crash. Is that correct? They made that much money from the crash.
It wasn't all from one thing. They made a series of smart investments. Like they specialized in bonds in the 70s and 80s when it wasn't popular. They bought what was it? They bought iShares when which is like an index fund like that, like where they started doing this thing where they said, hey, you're never going to pick the right stocks, just like own the entire market. So they started bundling like the entire market together in these cheap index funds, and the fees on them are much cheaper. So they like found a way to offer shares to the entire market at like a cheaper rate than anybody else was doing. So like Vanguard did that, BlackRock did that, and it's like a super profitable model. And then they
and Jessica, I know Blackwater's military contract. I was just confusing them for a second, but I remember BlackRock started in the 80s, and then they went public, and like I said, it was 1999.
So yeah, they started off like Steve Schwartzman's the guy who owns Blackstone. That's a real estate company. And then Fink is BlackRock. They started as one company, but it was Schwartzman's company, Blackstone, but Fink wanted to go public. Schwartzman didn't, so they separated and they called it BlackRock instead of Blackstone. Should we listen to this guy at all? He was on Alex Jones today, like a little bit of his. This is the guy who did it. Let's see what he has to say quick.
Has have congratulated Donald Trump. Even countries that are officially hostile to America go through the motions of saying, yes, I wish him good luck. Why wouldn't this man even say that? He has control over our lives, Alex, but he doesn't feel he needs to answer for what he does or doesn't do.
Wow.
They need bodyguards.
Others.
Over the quote Marshall Plan and managing the giant money laundering in Ukraine officially. So when you say that, I mean, it's not like it's your opinion. It's intense. Go ahead.
And we weren't swearing. We weren't blocking them. In fact, they were sort of blocking us. I said Mr. Fink. I didn't say Larry or hey you. We certainly didn't swear. We weren't blocking them. These questions are questions that, at the very least, just say, hey guys, they could have said anything. They could have even just been polite and said, I'm in the middle of something right now. I guess he was. I mean, he could have answered. He could have said, yes, I had a call with President Trump, or no, I haven't yet, or I wish him the best. Like,
he ain't gonna talk to Trump. He ain't gonna talk to him.
Have congratulated Donald Trump. Even countries that are officially hostile to America,
it's against his plan,
go through the motions of saying, yes, I wish him good luck. Why wouldn't this man even say that? And so there was a moment there, I don't know if he caught it, where we showed it there. He pulled out his cell phone and then he turned to me and he took a photo, and he sort of had a face on him like, I got you, buddy.
Oh yeah, he loves having power over people. It's pure intimidation, and he looks like a wet cat. I've never seen him look so angry because you guys have the facts and the.
But yeah, so I mean, good shit to these guys. That's how journalism is supposed to be.
That's 100%. That's badass.
Yeah,
to see it's still somewhat alive somewhere.
Well, yeah, there's a rekindling, because I mean, it's like not even something that I think a lot. Like, I think the people who like go into journalism saying like, yeah, I'm gonna be a journalist, like those aren't the people who. It's like people who end up being like really well known for that stuff are people who just like are curious about things and end up like accidentally being like looked at as a journalist. So yeah, we could put a bow on that. That was interesting. I mean, he said some other stuff at Davos once he got to his safe space with this CNBC booth, but it was just the usual BS. Jamie Dimon, on the other hand, Jamie Dimon said some positive things about Trump. That's a good sign. The Bank of America guy, like we saw in the thing, he was ready to kiss Trump's ass. So Larry Fink seems to be the only outlier who feels like above the need to, make amends with Trump. But Trump's got a good circle of former haters around him, like the bank CEOs and the tech CEOs. It's a pretty good start, and it seems like he's trying to win with win the fight with sugar instead of vinegar or something, or honey instead of vinegar.